Hi! It's been a while. I honestly just kind of checked out and wasn't even thinking about updating. I'm outside this morning. It is a clear, beautiful morning. Very crisp. It's one of my favorite kind of days. I don't want to, let me turn this way. There we go. And as I'm out here, I was checking on the chickens and getting them food. I'm looking around and I'm getting the spring itch, which is crazy because it's only mid-January, but my brain is already starting to cling on to projects that I want to get started on, which I will probably start prepping. If there's a day like today that's beautiful and sunny and it's not sloppy, I'll probably start prepping stuff. Every year I have been taking away at this yard and getting rid of the grass. So it's a mess right now, forgive me. But so I've got this section over here. Let me see if I can. That's grassy, right? And then I have the other half of my yard is it's all gravel, and I've put beds in there, and there's trees. It's shady. I've got a herb garden over along the house here. This is the hottest part of the yard, so this is where I grow tomatoes and peppers and stuff. So I am the one in the family who likes to be outside. So any kind of yard maintenance or anything that happens is basically I'm the one out here working on it. And the dogs actually spend a good amount of their time racing in and out of the the paths and stuff. I mean, I play fetch with Mason in this area, but really not that much. And I am kind of transitioning into this part of my life where it's I'm trying to lessen the maintenance and make it usable, functional, productive space. And so that to me is growing food. And so I think so every year I've been kind of encroaching this way and adding to the garden. And so I've got my brain is already turning, and this part of the yard is the sunniest part, this grassy part. It's logically the place to put more garden beds and grow more food there. And so I think the first thing I'm gonna do, I've got this little bed over here that actually grows, I don't know if you can, it runs along the fence line. It's actually got some leftover Brussels sprouts and some broccoli, but I actually didn't get any because the chickens figured out how to reach through and eat it. So I'm thinking, and it's shady. I only can use half of the space because this tree that I planted that is giving us wonderful shade over in the patio area now. It's the coolest part of the yard. I don't want to undo that area because if it's 90 out, it will actually cool off the quickest. The siding of our house, because we painted it red, it gets really, really hot, and it's it reflects the heat. And so this back corner is the coolest. So that's kind of the area I've wanted to be the loungy area. But I think it's not attached to anything. I screwed it together and cut the wood. I think I'm gonna pop it up because there's not that much dirt in it, and I'm gonna plunk it right here and have the bed come this way. I wanna and then I've got this also, it's not my most favorite looking thing, but I've got this bed. I bought it last year thinking, oh, it'll be great. But part of the problem is it's so big, thinking about filling all that with dirt is a little overwhelming. And I'm not so I've been using it to put compost in. but that hasn't really been happening. Technically, I'm not supposed to even be composting because I'm pretty allergic to the molds and stuff that compost makes. My allergist was like, stay away from compost. But I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll put that, like, the little one here, and then I'll put the other one kind of here, and then I'll put gravel down in between it. So that kind of takes up this section of grass. It's also the sunniest part of the yard. And this part will be sunny, but I have to wait until the sun in the summer is up higher because it casts a shadow on the fence line, and it means that nothing within that area gets any sun until like late spring. So everything that I plant needs to be over here. So, but I have an idea. I have a lot of yard cleanup, and I don't know if you guys watch Homestead Rescue. I've watched like every episode of Homestead Rescue there ever was, but I think I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna pop it over here, and then as I'm doing yard cleanup, like the leaves, I have a bunch of branches, I'm gonna throw that in the bottom of it to fill like it halfway, and then I'll put dirt on top of that because that takes up the bulk. It'll break down into compost, but I don't have to like do anything. Mason, how are you in there? He got into the tomato area. I guess I don't have the thing close. Hey, bud. Hi. What you doing? The other idea I have a fig tree in the front yard. Actually, I'm not fond of it. And I have a bunch of branches on the side of the house I need to clean up. I think I'm going to recruit Harrison to help. But instead of burning them or tossing them, or I will put some in the bottom of that container, I love the look of woven fences. I love, like, I don't know if you guys can see, they're starting to break down, but I've used like logs and branches and stuff to make borders for walkways. And I also have watched these really cool I guess it's from the BBC. They're like these people who go and live a life in like Tudor style in that time frame, and use those methods of construction and like live the life of that and teach you. It's like a historical document kind of thing. And one of the fences that I've noticed them build is they take wooden sticks and they shove them in the ground, right? So many feet apart, like fence posts. And then they take the sticks and they weave them in. And I'm thinking about experimenting with making a woven fence around this area. So it's sturdier, and it's prettier. And if that really goes well, then maybe I'll extend that to other parts of the yard. The other thing I really kind of want to do is, we don't have a garage. I'm sorry, the sun's in the way. We don't have a garage. So our shed is wonderful, but we put this in a couple years ago. It's just big enough to house stuff. We can't really work in it. And so I kind of almost want to, temporarily, I think we're going to have to just get a canopy to put in front, but put a pad of gravel in front of the shed as a workspace so open up the big doors, right? Open up the doors and have a canopy over this area, and then have a workspace for pulling out the table saw and all that stuff. So that way in the summertime, like if we're working on something, gets late, we don't have to like worry too much about things not getting like put away, or we can just quickly pick it up, slide it inside the door, close the door, and then pull it right back out in the morning if we're working on stuff. I think a lot of projects don't get done around here because we don't have the setup to do it. And so I want to kind of solve that problem and start doing stuff like that. So that's what's on my mind. I'm thinking about, I think I might go inside and sketch it out and see. I was actually almost wondering, this little section right here closer to the house gets more sun, and I was like, maybe I should just put, like, to make it easier, put rows on this way. But this tree is getting bigger and I want it to be shady back here, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I think that's a stupid decision, and eventually it will all be, the garden would be in the shade. And yeah, and then I'd be upset with myself because I'd have to move the garden. I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. So that's what my thoughts are. That's what's racing around in my head right now. I kind of want to dive in and like put down some weed block over here. Well, I need to mow the lawn mow the grass a little bit, but and then move that bed and start filling it with stuff. Move the 2 beds and create that one space. The other thing I'm up against is once spring is over, the ground is so hard you cannot dig. So if there's any kind of digging that needs to happen, it has to happen in late spring while the ground is still soft, because we've got very clay soil. So planning in my head. I should put it down on paper and design it, because if I don't, then I probably won't make it happen. I also need to get I need to price out a giant load of gravel, because that much gravel, I think, because I need to fill in some chicken coop stuff too. And these patio areas need a refresh on gravel. They're very primitive, just gravel spots that have broken down, and it's time for some added cushion, right? Oh, let's go check over there. Dakota has discovered a rat hole. Chickens equals rats. I'm actually gonna start trying to not leave food in their food thing, and just feed them in the morning and the evening. But let's see, has she been digging more? Oh no, it's filled in. Well, that's interesting. There is a hole here that Dakota found. I think she might be a little bit of terrier or something in her, because her nose, and she hunts. And so every night lately she's been coming out here and smelling, and there was a hole going underneath actually it's a fence, or a gate, that I forget that this is a gate, underneath it. And it must have been either she filled it in, or I don't know. I was expecting the hole to be bigger. But do you smell something, buddy? She's actually currently inside snuggling on the couch. She came out earlier, but now she's like, it's too cold out there. Anyway, that's what is on my mind. I would get going on some of this stuff actually, but I need to get ready to go to the office. I need to eat a little lunch. It's a slower day. Well, I guess it's a normal length day. I'm not overworking myself, so there's the amount of dog poop back here is incredible. It's incredible. I don't even know where to begin. I need to maybe mow the lawn so I can see it better, because it's just long enough it's hiding. Okay, well, happy Tuesday. And I hope you guys have something that is inspiring you to get outside. And I can hear, I see a bird. And just a few minutes ago, there was some, we have some residential hummingbirds, and they always come around squeaking, and they were arguing a minute ago, and it was so sweet. Just hearing life in this wintry cold. Can't complain too much though compared to what it is in other parts of the country. So we've had a really mild winter so far. I shouldn't say that, knock on wood, because watch February hit with a vengeance. All right, I'm gonna go, and you guys have a great afternoon, and I hope you're inspired to do something outside yourself, and I will talk to you hopefully soon. Bye.